to my lunch haul. Got a coconut milk cappuccino because I didn't have any oat milk, and then I got a sausage roll, and I also got this like dairy-free muffin mix. Probably tastes like shite. That coconut cappuccino is deadly. Now I like Bounties, so maybe that's why I like it, but if anyone doesn't drink normal milk, try coconut milk in your coffee. It's very good. I just had my sausage roll and stuff, and I'm sitting outside the castle on the front lawns. I'm gonna turn around so I can take my sunglasses off and talk to you. I don't live far from Malahide Castle, and loads of my family live near. I was always in the castle growing up, so I thought I'd do a video on it. Most of the stuff I know about the castle and the castle's history is from my nana, because she just knows everything about it. Basically, in the 1100s, King Henry II gave the land that Malahide Castle is on, and also the harbour of Malahide, to the Talbot family, and they have lived in the castle ever since then, up to the 1970s, when the last remaining Talbot person sold it to the council, I think it was, and then they done it up and made it into public parks and stuff like that. So before the 70s you couldn't get in if you were just a member of the public. For cutting trees.
Huh?
Cutting trees.
Cutting trees. What would the wheels be for there? I could be in here someplace, in a wood.
Oh, do you want a picture?
Wait till I get into...
There is a tour in the castle that you can do. I've never done it. I've been into the castle loads of times because there used to be a restaurant in there. The only time I've ever been in a part of the castle that wasn't the gift shop or the restaurant or the bathroom was, there was like a Halloween thing on one year, and they brought us up to, I'm assuming like the attic, the servants' quarters, and we were doing colouring and stuff, and they were telling us ghost stories. Of course there's ghosts, it's a castle. Were you not expecting that? So there's 4 main ghosts for Malahide Castle, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. With the first few ghosts I'm going to tell you about, they're all kind of connected. So Maud Plunkett and this fella called Lord Galtram, they asked could they get married in the castle, because, you know, it's nice and they wanted to. So the Talbot said, yeah, grand, you can use the castle and get married. So the story is either on their wedding day or the day after the wedding, he was stabbed with a spear and died, R.I.P. And then she remarried for a second time. That husband didn't last long, suspicious. She remarried for a third time, and this was to another lord. According to the castle staff, they fought all the time, and normally it was her who started the fights. I'd say he deserved it, to be honest. Her first husband and her third husband and her all haunt the castle. Her and her third husband, you can see him like running down the hall, and then she runs after him, giving out. That's normally how they appear. The next ghost is called Miles Corbett, and he was around in, I think it was the 1600s, so the only time the Talbots didn't live in Malahide Castle up to the 70s was between like 1649 and 1660, and that was because Cromwell won a war against a King Charles, I want to say. Cromwell gave this fella Miles Malahide Castle to live in, and this fella tried to make all the locals of Malahide Protestant and get rid of Catholicism, and he like burned down churches and stuff like that, and he was really strict and everyone hated him. When Cromwell was overthrown, he fled Malahide Castle because he was like, I'm getting out of here, this isn't looking good for me.
No, fuck this, I'm out of here. Get that fire exit door, I'm off.
No.
Eventually he was caught and he was brought back to Malahide, and he was killed here because revenge. And he appears on the anniversary of his death in like a full suit of armour, and the suit of armour falls apart. And then there's nothing there. The last ghost is called Puck, and he's a dwarf, and he was the Talbot's jester. Basically, the story goes, there was a lady who was locked up in one of the towers, and she was locked up because of her rebel tendencies. Puck fell in love with the lady. There's 3 different versions of the story. So either she didn't like him back and he hung himself, or he was upset at himself for neglecting his duties as jester and watchman and hung himself, or the Talbots found out about the relationship between him and the lady and they didn't approve and they killed him. He likes to photobomb visitors apparently, so if you try to take pictures when you're in the castle or around the grounds, he'll photobomb you. The last ghost, of course, is a white lady, because what self-respecting old building doesn't have a white lady ghost? There's a portrait of a lady in a white dress in the castle, and nobody knows who it is or where it came from, and apparently she steps out of the portrait and just walks around the gaff. That's all the ghosts I have for you. Never seen any myself, but I wouldn't like to be here at night time.
And I suppose you get frogs up there.
Oh, there's a squirrel over there. Oh, there's 2, 3, 2.
There was something around, but not here, but up the avenue.
This is the other car park in the castle, and just up that way there's a playground. Obviously I'm not going to film that because there's kids there. One of the things I remember when I was younger, my mum brought me to Malahide Castle to go to the playground, and I was wearing a jacket. I had my arms inside the jacket so they weren't in the sleeves, and I was walking along one of these walls, and she said, take your arms and put them in the sleeves or else you're going to fall and hurt yourself. And about 2 seconds later I tripped and I fell on my face, and I think I knocked out one of my teeth. I was like 4 or 5, so it was fine, it was baby teeth, but it was gushing, bleeding, and obviously I was crying. Luckily my auntie lives near her, so we went to her house, but she wasn't at home, so we had to go into one of her neighbours' houses, and I remember I had like a face cloth in my mouth to try to stop the bleeding. So that's one of my fond memories of Malahide Castle. So that's kind of all I have to say about the castle. I just thought I'd do a video on it because I've been here loads of times and I've loads of good memories here. If you're ever visiting Ireland and you're in Dublin for a while, I definitely recommend coming here, especially on a sunny day like today. There's loads of walks you can do, there's a butterfly farm, there's like fairy trails for kids, there's a playground, there's Pigeon Put golf course, there's tennis courts, there's football, there's Gaelic. You can get food and sit out on the grass, and it's free to just come and walk around. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed my little walk around with my nana earlier on. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know if you'd like more activities to do in Dublin or ideas for activities to do in Dublin. Bye.